Minister, we first of all thank you for according us this opportunity. We invited you and gave you a brief on our investigation process, and you did not take long to give for us affirmative response. We did not take this, and we are not taking this for granted. Thank you for the very good leadership, being so exemplary to all of us. Therefore, we are so grateful for this. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we are here for only majorly on two issues. One, aware that we are on investigation on mismanagement of relief items mentioned in the petition presented by members of parliament from Karamoja sub-region. We have three major contents. One is the iron seats, two goats provided for the people in Karamoja sub-region for improving their livelihoods, then the mismanagement of the maize. Yes, Namalu. Yes, from Namalu. So those are the three major issues we are investigating on, but as we are here, we are recognizing your office as the Prime Minister of this country. So apart from looking at what has brought us here in the petition, we are also going to recognize you as the person that oversees Office of the Prime Minister, including Karamoja sub-region. So there are other police matters we will request that you guide us on and give us your input. Secondly, we also obtained a document in which your name was reflected as one of the beneficiaries for the iron seats, and that is from the regular budget, not the supplementary budget. Yes. So majorly, Right Honorable Prime Minister, these are the two major items which have brought us here. We request that you start with the issue of one being a beneficiary from the regular budget, then two, then we go to the police matters. Yes, so Right Honorable Prime Minister, many of our members are on their way. They will find us. Thank you so much. We now invite you.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I have remembered longed for this day and time. I took an initiative to call you so that you can come and I also give an input at the head of this institution. This is the first investigating arm of government that is getting information from me. I believe it was an oversight. Honorable members, I want to first of all introduce my team. I am anybody in this country. I can't remember the exact date, but investigation is started when I knew. For us, we don't work with the press. So this investigation started when ISO, it was ISO that was a whistleblower. The GISO of one of the sub-counties, I can't remember the name of the sub-county, in Namusindwa, informed the ISO director, Mr. Ruka, that there was a problem. People were selling iron sheets. So Ruka calls me, and then we said, let us now institute investigations. So that is how the State House Anti-Corruption Unit entered. That's how they started also using our usual tactics to buy iron sheets to establish the truth. So that was before all of you got to know this information. So together is the PS. We started involving investigating officers. Now, let me give you a brief of the procurement. I've organized the copy for you.
Thank you.
Of the procurement and distribution of iron sheets by the Office of the Prime Minister. The Office of the Prime Minister in the year 2021-22 procured iron sheets for different affirmative ministries using budgets of respective departments. In particular, during the financial year 2021-22, the Minister of Karamoja Affairs obtained a supplementary budget of 39.94 billion, out of which 7,164,996,934 was utilized to procure 95,044 iron sheets, gauge 28. Prior to this, the Office of the Prime Minister has for a number of years been procuring and distributing the relief items, including iron sheets, hose, knapsack sprayers, tarpaulins, jerrycans, plates, food, under different portfolios, and keeping all these items in the store of the Office of the Prime Minister located at Namavu. The iron sheets procured by different affirmative ministries under my office includes Karamoja Affairs, Teso Affairs, Bunyoro Affairs, Northern Uganda, Ruwero Rwenzori, Disaster Preparedness, and Refugees, and are used to support interventions towards restoration during restoration of livelihoods of the vulnerable and social infrastructure in the disadvantaged communities. At a meeting of leaders and stakeholders from Karamoja, the President convened at State House Entebbe. Discussions were held in regard to possible interventions that could be undertaken to restore security and peace in Karamoja. During that meeting, the President directed that iron sheets be procured as part of the pacification and disarmament program for Karamoja under a multi-sectoral operation. Arising from his directive, a total of 95,044 iron sheets were procured for Karamoja sub-region. In addition, the meeting agreed for an emergency funding to be provided for the Office of the Prime Minister under the Karamoja Affairs, that was in December 2021, to have a supplementary budget of 39,940,000,000, and this money was released for interventions including procurement of iron sheets, GOTS, coordinating peace building and awareness. The iron sheets and GOTS were to be distributed to reformed warriors. And some to vulnerable households. Please let me read first, then you will give them copies, because you are going to divert their attention. And the widows who lost their loved ones due to rustling. I was informed by the accounting officer and the PS, Office of the Prime Minister, that the Office of the Prime Minister procured iron sheets for different affirmative ministries using their respective budgets and departments as shown in the table below. I have a table. Maybe they can put that table for you. If you can put that table only. The summary of this table shows the iron sheets in our store as of 21st February 2023, after the investigations had started. So we said stop any issuance of iron sheets. Let us audit the store when the investigations had started. So Karamoja Affairs had 100,000, procured 100,000, 105,658. The total quantity procured was 100,000, but this now is in addition to what we already procure using our usual budgets. Then the quantity released was 24,114. The balance in store as of 21st February was 81,544. So it is not true that the stores were empty. Then Northern Uganda procured 19,170, and they released the 14,647. So the balance in the store as of 21st February 2023 was 4,523. Test Affairs procured 4,982. They had so far released as of 21st February 2022, 2,086. The balance in the store as of that date was 2,896. Bunyoro Affairs procured 9,272. All the iron sheets procured under Bunyoro Affairs as of 21st February had been given out. Ruwenzori procured 6,956. All the 6,956 iron sheets as of that date had been released from the store. Disaster management had a balance of 4,200 for the last financial year. That is 2020-2021. So we procured in 2021-2022 23,425. So a total of 27,625 was in the store. So released were 26,220. So in the store as of 21st February, under disaster management, we had 1,405 iron sheets. So the total of iron sheets procured in the Office of the Prime Minister for the financial year plus the balance of last financial year is 169,465. Released was 85,311, and the balance in the store, even up to today, is 89,754. The procurement of iron sheets for the Office of the Prime Minister. We test by using UNBS. Before iron sheets are being accepted in the stores, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards conducts quality tests and certifies compliance of iron sheets to the specifications, label and color. Madam Chair, when I joined the Office of the Prime Minister, I introduced the idea of branding relief items, including iron sheets with a specific color and wording, Office of the Prime Minister, not for sale, for ease of identification, accountability, and to avoid commercialization, which idea was supported by the members of the top management committee. In the circumstances of diversion, the unique color and label made it easy for the investigating agencies to quickly identify and differentiate iron sheets of the office of the Prime Minister and those on the open market. We regard this, to me, I regard this as an achievement because it not only promotes visibility of government, but also makes it easy to trace and also makes communities to appreciate government's contribution. For many years, government has procured and distributed relief items, including iron sheets, but they could not be distinguished from others, and so government was not visible. So inside my heart, I feel this was an achievement which I did, and I want you, honorable members, to appreciate that idea. So let me go to the distribution. Initially, the total number of Karamoja intended beneficiaries was 3,339 households, and where each would get 26 pieces of iron sheets. And that would culminate into a total of 86,814. But because we bought from the company, the producing companies, that is roofings, the price went down, and that's how we got a total of 95,044 iron sheets. And the beneficiaries now increased to 3,655 households. Identification of beneficiaries. In a meeting I held in Moroto, attended by local leaders from LOC3, LOC5, and members of parliament, the line ministries, and another meeting in my office, attended by both ministers for Karamoja, that is Honorable Agnes Nandutu and the Honorable Chitutu, the members of parliament from Karamoja, and the permanent secretary in the office of the Prime Minister. We agreed on a harmonized list of beneficiaries. This was to be done by the district leadership, comprising of LOC5, RDC, COWS, and members of parliament in consultation with Brigadier General Bari Kudembe, the commander of the 3rd Division. Accordingly, district leaders submitted their lists to the office of the Prime Minister. Immediately thereafter, the honorable members of parliament from Karamoja also submitted lists stating that the district leaders had left their people. This not only made the number of beneficiaries bigger, but also presented with contradictions to the guidelines regarding the criteria of identification of beneficiaries. A process of harmonization was embarked on, including consulting Brigadier General Bari Kudembe, the commander of the 3rd Division, of UPDF, since he had information regarding the reformed warriors, the Karachunas. You are hearing about Karachunas? Yes. I have a list of these people. These are lists of those people they brought to benefit on the iron sheets. So it was too difficult because the list overbloated, and that caused a delay. So the process of harmonizing these lists according to the accounting officer and the PS and those people concerned took too long. The honorable MPs kept insisting of including the names of their people, and a petition from the district local government contesting the inclusion of the MPs lists was also a factor of the delay because they kept on coming. In 2022, I held a number of meetings with the MPs of Karamoja and the ministers on the need to harmonize. We were seated here. If there was a member from Karamoja, he would testify to this. So far, I am informed that 3 districts, that is Nakapilipilit, Kalenga, and Moroto, have partially received 9,000 iron sheets. And that is 6,500 iron sheets to Nakapilipilit, out of which 5,000 iron sheets was taken through the cow, and 1,500 iron sheets was taken through the Honorable Esther Nyakun, the Minister of State Relief and Disaster Preparedness, who is also the Member of Parliament for Nakapilipilit. 1,500. But the total, they have got a total of 6,500. That is what I got from the audit report they gave us here. So, in addition, 1,500 iron sheets to Kalenga was taken through the Honorable Lily Rose Akero, the Member of Parliament, who is also the Minister of Ethics and Integrity. The 1,000 iron sheets were taken to Moroto, and these were the ones His Excellency the President used during the launch of the program. So let me talk about the requisition of iron sheets by my minister, the Honorable Mary Chitutu, Minister for Karamoja Affairs. Like I've told you, after getting a telephone call from Colonel Charles Oruka, the Director General of Internal Security Organization, and involving the General Isoke of State House Anti-Corruption Unit. Honorable members, you are welcome. The investigation is a common knowledge now. I don't want to talk about it. In a brief, I was informed that the office of the Minister for Karamoja, Honorable Mary Chitutu, on 2 occasions requested for the release of iron sheets for delivery and distribution to Karamoja to eligible beneficiaries. The first requisition was of 10,000 iron sheets, and that was in June 2022. And this was for the use on the occasion for the launch of His Excellency the President for the Community Empowerment Program under the disarmament exercise. And the second requisition of 12,200 iron sheets was this year early. And accordingly, in form of lists of beneficiaries, accordingly, the beneficiary list has not been provided as of today. I have attached those requisitions for your benefit. You will be given these requisitions. However, we established from the stores that part of these iron sheets requisitioned for delivery to Karamoja sub-region were instead allocated by Honorable Chitutu to some leaders from other parts of the country other than Karamoja. I have attached acknowledgement receipts which I got from the office of the Karamoja. So members, so investigations, as you are aware, investigations have been ongoing. Our office, especially the stores, has been receiving a number of investigating officers, those from State House Anti-Corruption Unit, IGG, Parliament, Auditor General, many. And to me, this one is okay for transparency and accountability. Whereas the institutions are performing their statutory duties, and that all leaders and staff, to me, have been cooperating very well. I request that investigating officers, when they are still investigating, it's not good for them to share information before it is concluded, as it diverts the public. I believe this will be taken into consideration as we go along, because the public was awashed by this half-baked information. Honorable members, I wish to point out that since I assumed this office, in line with the guidance of the President, I adopted a method of making decisions through meetings. And this is the senior top management meeting. And to me, I use this as the top most decision-making body, where all the ministers sit, all the ministers and the senior officers. I also have another meeting, which is constitutional, the coordination meeting, where we have all heads of departments in this. So in this regard, we did not discuss the distribution of iron sheets. This is what I thought you should know. The Honorable Kitutu, this ill-fated decision of diverting iron sheets for Karamoja has never been presented to the top management, because it was never there. This was as guided by the President, that I should use these ministers to sit. Every Tuesday we meet, every Tuesday. Even as I talk now, last Tuesday we met to see how best we can now rescue the people of Karamoja who are now suffering from hunger. And we took a decision. But this one did not come here. So I wanted to give you some conclusion remarks, because this brief is for information and also to request for maybe further guidance and advice from you, honorable members, on how we can handle such circumstances. The diverted iron sheets for economic empowerment program, to me, can be replaced. And I wish to recommend in 3 ways. That the iron sheets that were taken by leaders and are still having them in their stores, let them be returned. And I'm happy to report that there are those that have already been returned. I'm told those of Nandutu have been returned. That since other affirmative action departments still have iron sheets, like you have seen, in the same store, under the office of the Prime Minister, that the leaders who received the iron sheets and accountability has been availed. There are those leaders who received and accountability had already been availed. Can be verified, and accountability can be verified. They should be replaced in a way of obtaining iron sheets from other affirmative ministries, because we sit in the same store. Responsible for those areas where the iron sheets were given. For example, the iron sheets said that were given to the Right Honorable Speaker. The iron sheets that were given to Her Excellency the Vice President. The iron sheets that were given to Honorable Chitutu. Since northern Uganda still has iron sheets, we can replace them by getting iron sheets from northern Uganda because they are still there, and replace them to Karamoja. And I believe this will solve the whole problem. Now that investigations are almost coming to their logical conclusion, let us wait for the fate of those who, because we need to know the truth. So as head of this institution, members, together with other ministers, the permanent secretary of this office, I want to say the occurrence is regrettable. And we have undertaken to carry out a review, which we have already done. We shall refine, because this has really taught us a lesson, and strengthen the systems, especially the delivery and issuance of items from the stores. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. With your permission, kindly allow me to...
I think this will come out. Honorable members, if we can have these other affirmative action programs replace those few regrettable incidents, I think the whole store will have lost 4,500 iron sheets out of the total of 100 something. To me, this can be a way forward. When I asked my people, the accounting officers, and said, suppose these people bring back our iron sheets, because all the ministers claim they were called by the minister. I don't know whether she called them after the investigations had started. If she called them after the investigations had started, then this is regrettable. This is regrettable. So we can, as a way forward, replace these iron sheets using these other affirmative programs that are there. Thank you so much. As for my case, I did not receive iron sheets from Karamoja Affairs. I received the iron sheets from other affirmative action programs. And these iron sheets were given to the whole country. In fact, I gave some iron sheets to Maracha. Maracha is in Maracha district. We gave the market. There is when I visited that place and found women selling under sunshine, and you know how it can shine that area. So I gave iron sheets in that place. I gave iron sheets in Kayungwe. Kayungwe is in Kanungu. Kanungu, in Kanungu district, Kayungwe Senior Secondary School. I found a community having struggled to build a secondary school, government aided. Since I'm told in 2015 they are struggling. So I gave them iron sheets. I can't remember the actual number, but they are around 380. Then when disaster fell in Masaka, I gave some iron sheets, 500 in Masaka. And those iron sheets were to replace those iron sheets that were taken by wind on infrastructure and some communities that were vulnerable. I remember donating iron sheets in a place called Kaliro. Kaliro is this district that was covered by Masaka, Karungu. We gave there 200 something iron sheets. I gave iron sheets even in my district. I gave about 500 iron sheets in my district. The distribution list can be given. I gave iron sheets in Kagadi. There's a place called Chinyarugonjo, a Catholic church. So I donated the iron sheets in that place. And a number of places, including Ruero, I donated some iron sheets. So in this government, I found it a practice that prime ministers were donating. I remember when I hosted the Honorable Uhakana Rugunda for my Women's Day, they gave me iron sheets that time. I remember the Minister for Bunyura Affairs donated the iron sheets to me some time back, and I put them at a church, on a church in my area. So iron sheets have been here. It's not a new phenomenon, a new occurrence. So for me, I did not receive iron sheets for Karamoja.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Prime. We wanted to use meeting you as an opportunity to present some issues. You oversee Office of the Prime Minister, but you oversee the country. Yes, you oversee the country in one way or the other. So this is the right time, Right Honorable Prime Minister. We have planned for this meeting, and we are really grateful that as soon as we made this request, you gave us the opportunity. And this is going to aid us so much. Right Honorable Prime Minister, we want to really appreciate your innovations and the initiatives for branding the iron seats. We have been here, Parliament has been here, so we also bear witness on these new initiatives that you have brought on board. We thank you, and we also support you for the reviews that you have proposed. Yes, we shall support you as a committee. We shall support you as individual leaders in this country. So we are so grateful. And colleagues, Honourable Minister, Prime Minister came out clearly to apologize for the diversion of some of the iron seats. And based on that, Right Honourable Prime Minister, you have hit on the nail. Yes. Our petition is more narrowed on the diversion, the mismanagement of the iron seats procured from the 39 billion meant for the people of Karamoja sub-region.
No, it was not procured using 39 billion.
Yes, please.
It was procured using 7.1, let me see the figure.
Yes, it's part of that.
Because when you say 39 billion, procuring only 95,000.
I was...
People would say, how much was an iron sheet?
Yes, I was coming to identify some of the components. The 39 billion was a supplementary budget approved to have components. One of it is the iron seats, the gods, and also the peace meetings. Yes. And we want also to report to you that we met the Honourable Minister and the team, inclusive of the technical team from your office. So they gave us elaborate information on the breakdown of the 39 billion, the supplementary budget. That is the core issue that we are concerned with. Now that you have apologized as a leader on behalf of those probably who mismanage this, we take it positively. It takes a heart to apologize, and it's a good leadership. We really appreciate. And Right Honourable Prime Minister, we digressed a bit because we know that there is a regular budget where all the affirmative action programs fall. You took us through a table, yes. And that table shows a comprehensive budget reflection per each of the regions. But we have identified usage of 10,000 iron seats from the regular budget for the launching of this special program. Yes, it's okay. Okay. So, Right Honourable Prime Minister, we wish also to give you that information. The iron seats, the 10,000 iron seats meant for regular budget, was also diverted for the launch of this special program. And yet we have the finance law clearly stating on how monies or items can be moved from one court to the other. And we did not receive any information about virement. So for us, that is one of the key issues that speaks to the diversion. And therefore, that table for us is more comprehensive, and it may reflect the iron seats from both the regular budget, but also the supplementary budget. But we are more teasing out the issue of the 39 billion accountability in relation to some diversions from the regular budget, which were used to implement activities which were also planned for the supplementary budget. So you can take note about that. And out of the 10,000 iron seats, only 1,000 iron seats were taken to Karamoja for the launch. So the question is, if you wanted only to take 1,000 iron seats to Moroto for the launch, why did you request for 10,000 iron seats? When we asked for the accountability of the balance of the 9,000 iron seats, we established with clear records the 9,000 iron seats were again donated outside Karamoja. And that was where your name was appearing from the regular budget of the 9,000 balance. And out of the 1,000 given for the launch, only 650 were used for the launch. But the 350 are still in the stores. So this stores was the beginning of the mismanagement and the confusion in the implementation. So allow us to inform you about this. But also the letter you have quoted, where the Honorable Minister requested for 12,200 iron seats to be given for the Karachunas and the vulnerable people. We have confirmed that that was also diverted, because we have the list of the people who were supposed to benefit from the 12,200 away from the intended people. Yes. And the 12,200 is, the 12,200 are the iron seats bought from the supplementary budget. And out of that, 5,500 were distributed, donated to people outside Karamoja, until you took the action to halt the process. That was how you saved the situation. We thank you for the actions taken, but take note that 5,500 were had already gone out. But also we have information, as you spoke about Nakapriprit. Honorable Minister Davina Anyakun made a statement to the committee. And we really appreciate her. She was so passionate about her statement as a member coming from Karamoja, but also a member of parliament who is a minister. She said only 2 Karachunas benefited from her list. The rest were not Karachunas. Yes. And the Karenga...
And that is whose mistake?
It goes back to the diversion from the original target groups. Because when the cows were directed to submit through the local leaders the list of the intended beneficiaries, the Honorable Minister went ahead and issued other parallel instructions to even the mayors, to LC5 chairpersons, to honorable members of parliament, to also submit their own list, which created the distortion. And you have made a reference to that there was need to do the harmonization. So that distortion has created a new list of beneficiaries. And she made a statement confirming that out of her list, there are only 2 Karachunas. Karenga did not get any iron seat from the supplementary budget. So no any other district, according to our findings, got iron seats from the...
You can get this information, which I got from
Yeah.
my people.
Yes.
This is from the stores.
Yes.
This information is from the stores. You can able to find out whether Kalenga got some iron chips or Nakapuliplit, or because now I believe it was the responsibility of the CAL, the area members of parliament, the LOC5, to sit and harmonize that list and make sure that those intended beneficiaries, the Karachunas, are beneficiaries. Because I don't think now the office of the Prime Minister, or the Prime Minister myself, I can know what they are, which people they are giving the iron sheets away from here.
Yeah, Right Honorable Prime Minister, the committee also went to the field. We are actually also giving you information. We don't want people to take advantage over you and misinform you. And we also met the MPs from Karenga. Honorable Lily was with us on Tuesday. She stated they have not gotten. So we have this information, and we are happy for this opportunity so that we also bring you on board.
Okay.
Yes. Honorable colleagues, the floor is open. Any other matter for clarification? Let's bring it on board.
But the iron seat did not reach Karen. So it was very confusing for them. They could not account for that because they have not received. So that is part of the information we wanted to give. Okay. And then policy, as far as that is concerned. But what we have notified is that the request that was directly sent to your desk now was not honored, but instead, the Minister for Karamoja called and then gave the these issues of the diversion of the higher seats. I don't know what step you have taken as the head of the government business. What step have you taken in place to make sure that you respond to these issues? And then lastly, what could be the likely consequences?
You are concluding them up, you make proposals that to make good what has been lost from the Karamoja docket to be replaced by a meant for other affirmative ministries to replace.
I've been longing to have this so that we can clear the air. Now, Honorable Chair, the diversion of the regular budget, that is of 10,000 iron sheets, I believe that is not true. Because what I know is that when the president was going to launch the iron sheets, that time, I think the purchase of the 39 billion had not yet taken place. They were in the process. I believe maybe the minister, this is what I think, could have wanted that exercise to take place. That's why she took that 1,000 iron sheet. That time, the procurement process was still ongoing. You said I benefited from the regular budget.
Yeah, not the supplementary.
Not the supplementary. Because I am a member of parliament like any other. I benefited, I got only 500 iron sheets for Kakumiro under our regular, and Kakumiro lies under Bunyoro. Really, even other members of parliament from my districts, from my district and the other districts under Bunyoro got iron sheets, and we distributed it to the vulnerable in our area. Bunyoro is still also under affirmative action, so the iron sheets did not come from Karamoja. I want that clear. If our servants made a mistake in the stores, that is not me. But the fact is, I am also a member of parliament representing my people of Kakumiro. So if I'm given 5 iron sheets to take to Kakumiro, I don't think that is a mistake. Then a letter to Kalenga, this I will investigate and find out. At an appropriate time, I will call you and tell you what truly happened. But I want to have a copy because I don't know. There are some members of parliament, including some of you I see here, have been requesting for iron sheets. Either maybe your school has got a problem, many of you. And they usually go through my office because my office is approachable. That is a fact. So I usually refer these letters to different affirmative action programs. So in this case, I don't know who said this. I don't know which minister that got a call from Karamoja, and yet that minister had requested from my office. The fact is, not only you, but the whole country requests from my office. And usually what I do is to write, like I've told you.
But Right Honorable Prime Minister, when we did an investigation on that statement, the Honorable Minister admitted for her she donated her iron receipts. She did not say that she used the letters addressed to you.
Okay.
She didn't say that.
Because really I don't know. By the way, members, you also have to know that these are big people, the ministers. By the time you become a minister, you're a big person, isn't it? So I cannot be on their door all the time. I think when you look at a prime minister, you think it's like I'm chasing ministers all the time like this. No. I sit in my office, I use policies that you people provide for day-to-day business of this
Right, Honorable
office.
Prime Minister, for your information, Honorable Chitutu told us that for her, she's still new in the office, so she did not know how to go about some of the things and how they went. She also just found things being done like that. She said because she's new, so this one is
I'm equally new. We came at the same
related
time.
to what you are saying, that these are big people.
Yes, they are.
But what she said, she's new and she didn't.
Yes. No, I'm being sincere, honorable members. I don't know how you expect me now to, because somebody asked how am I monitoring the ministers. Some of these people are highly educated. When you look at Honorable Kitutu, she's a doctor. I don't know a doctor in which field, but she's a doctor. By the time you attain that status, you are highly educated. So for me, I don't know how you expect me to be monitoring her, a highly educated person of that caliber. So to me, members, I want to say that I cannot go knocking on every minister's door. We use the laid down procedures. Sometimes in meetings, sometimes, you know, I get reports when you interrogate these ministers in your committees. Sometimes I also ask for reports. That's how I monitor them. Then my brother, since the diversion, like I told you, I got this information earlier than anybody in this country. So the investigations that you saw, some of them are my making. Usually I write to Auditor General, I write to IGG, Anti-Corruption Unit. It is one of my roles, but I don't go in papers to tell them now I have written. As you can see, I am now, no. For us, that's how the office is. Because we the likely consequences. Honorable members, I have been approaching some of you and telling you that this is not something that you can be proud of. No. And secondly, like I already told you, the investigating officers, including Parliament, I think there is where you need to have certain things done in camera, so that before you air out, because some of these ministers really have children, they have relatives, they have feelings like any other. Because if you air out something before, when it is still half-baked, you damage government, you damage the institution, you also damage the reputation of your colleagues. Today, it is Nabanja in this chair. Tomorrow it's you or somebody else. How do you feel when they say you are the head of this institution? They are saying now you are stealing from yourself. You get what I mean? Yes. So sometimes I request that investigations of such nature need to be done separately.
Except Honorable Prime Minister to our committee, all these things came out from, I don't know.
That's why I've said investigate.
You got things when,
You know,
when
some
they were
people,
out.
I think some people have been looking for recognition, maybe to show that they have also done something. Let me end there. My recommendation to get iron sheets from other affirmative action programs. Like they have told you, they have already, by the way, let me tell you, we still have needed people, the 39%. And our schools still have a lot of things we need to put right. So we continue to get requests everywhere. I know, I believe even you may have some gaps here and there. And therefore, when you look at a school where the speaker took the iron sheets, you really see on TV that those people are still lacking. It's not going to be a waste because these iron sheets are going to be in Uganda and they were given to Ugandans, and some of those Ugandans also melt. So I don't see that we are going to make a loss in any way. Then some people did not get their goats. Since we are still investigating, I request that I don't give any answer to this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Chair. Minister, first of all, I thank you that you have come. You have given. It's good that you have told us yes, no. Yes, they took some, but we still have iron sheets in the store. So to me, it's good, and you have really relieved us as a committee and also the country. Because the Karamajong, when we were there, they said, we don't have iron sheets. And then the money is not there. And it was meant for them. So thank you so much for that protection. However, I would like you, your office, to take interest, very keen interest, much as they are investigating. Be there, and I know you can manage. Find out whether these, even the iron sheets that you have been sending religiously, even before you, whether they reach. Find out. It's really reach.
By the way, you came late. But if you had come earlier, in my earlier submission, I want to tell you that when I came here, things were being done differently. And I want to thank you for appreciating the fact that I've also put some systems here.
Able to interface with, and then the expectation now is when are you concluding? Yes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. So far, so good. We started our investigation last month on 17th, and indeed it is true that it was meant to be for 2 weeks based on the directive given by the Speaker to the House. But however, we have gone beyond that because of what is contained in the petition. The content is more broader than what people talk about. Often when people reflect on the petition, they envisage it's all about the iron sheets. No. We have other issues apart from the iron sheets. One is the issue of the mismanagement of the goats meant for the people of Karamoja sub-region, but also the maize stored in Namalo stores. And therefore, if you look at the 3 issues in the petition, each of the issues must be dealt with based on its merit. 2, we are the committee responsible for Karamoja affairs. And therefore, we want to also add on issues incidental to this petition. We are doing analysis on the system issues. We are analyzing the stopgap measures. We are analyzing on how this mismanagement got successfully executed, so that we come with recommendations which probably will contribute to averting reoccurrence of some of these incidences. And therefore, we had many stakeholders to meet. And at this point, we have met many of the stakeholders to 98%. 98%. But it's also true that as we proceed in writing our report, we may identify other stakeholders probably relevant to this investigation, and we shall also meet them, because we pray to have a comprehensive report to the House. Therefore, yes, we have limits, and the rules of procedure is very clear on this matter. Once the Speaker directs and you go beyond the time limit, you have to get to the House to ask for more time. So we are preparing to inform the Speaker, the Speaker's office, through which we can inform the House on the need to have more time. And at this point, majorly we are left with report writing. And we want to thank many of our witnesses we interacted with, different institutions up to the district local governments of Karamoja and other MDAs that we interacted with, because we got a very good response. But also from really big people in offices, they have been more compliant to us. And we were able to interact with them in relation to even other issues incidental to this petition. So we feel that Parliament accorded us all the support we needed, including individual offices, because we have reached where we are based on the support we have been getting. And we believe within 2 to 3 weeks' time, we shall be able to produce this report. But the country should be patient with us, because the petition has got 3 components, and we must treat them fairly based on their merits. So we think first coming with a draft report, reaching to the final report, it needs time. It really needs time. Yes, so far, so good. So we shall produce what we can. Yeah.
The Speaker that, of course, has talked much about this issue, she's the one who cleared the way for the investigation to take place. Do you think there is still need for the committee to meet her, or what she has openly said, either in Parliament or whatever, is enough for you to still write your report?
Our rules of procedure is very clear on how to validate information. And we want to thank the Right Honorable Speaker so much, because we informed her as a committee about our intention to meet her. She gave us the opportunity. She gave us the opportunity this week on Tuesday, except she had a guest from outside Uganda. And indeed, that is our guest, because the Speaker's office is our office. And we strongly supported her position of meeting the guest, because we knew she didn't lie us. We were in her office. We even confirmed the guest came to her office. So we took it positively. She had already offered us the opportunity, but also we have already received the written submission by her office. We have, by herself, not by her office, but by her. Since she could not meet us, we have received her submission on the accountabilities of the iron seats. She received. And you are also aware, she returned the iron seats. So we are grateful for the opportunity she gave us on Tuesday, though we did not meet her. But it was really something genuine that she could not meet us. We were there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then out of course, when the minister failed to give information to the committee, we referred her to go and record her statement. But from there on, today we are aware she is going to be produced in court because the DPP has preferred some charges which will be mentioned in the court. Do you think this in any way overtakes your report? Because possibly you will recommend that the minister should step aside or should be indicted now. It seems things are moving faster than even before you write action that is already taking place.
Yeah, first of all, as we continue with this investigation, we follow the laws and the rules of procedure that we have. Where a witness refuses to make any statement, we have our provision that guides us from the Constitution, from the rules of procedure, that one, you cannot force somebody because the person has a right not to speak. But also, too, by her coming, she already appeared before the committee. So there were two things that happened. One, she appeared. Two, she refused to make a statement. And when she refused to make a statement, there was no any other step we could take apart from sending her to the CID. So we did our best, and we feel that is the stage where she can now offer more explanation. But I want also to inform the country that as a committee, we have adequate report about what we wanted. In each of the issues which are in the petition, we have adequate information. She was appearing for the third time. What is pending out of all the issues we wanted is the issue of those who were selling the iron seats. And that was the major thing for which we invited her. So the rest of the information are with us. But we also have our rules, we have the Constitution. We are going to be guided on how to proceed with the available information and the available report we are going to have. Yes, but we are happy that we have moved up to this far, and she has her right to protect.
Okay. So at this juncture, should we take it that you...
Yes, as I said earlier, we shall continue to interface with people where need arises. Because even in the course of writing a report, you may identify something which may need more clarity. We may even invite the same people who probably interacted with us, but so long as it's necessary for fitting a gap, we shall still invite them. So as we shall proceed to write our report, it will be handled concurrently with interface where need be.
Okay. Is that starting next week or?
Administratively, for us, we are going to continue working because writing a report is a process. We fall under Parliament. There are procedures through which we go to have our report written. We have documents available for our review. So we are on with the investigation, but we believe within 2 to 3 weeks' time, we shall have a report.
There are some beneficiaries within the C. Did they also send written submissions, especially sub-ministers?
There are those who submitted both written and they appeared. There are those, as I stated, I received as a chair, I received a written submission by the Speaker on the accountabilities of the iron seats she was given. And I have also received information in that report that she had already returned the iron seats. But there are also others whom we have not met because, one, others are not available in the country, but there are others who got engaged and we are pursuing them. So we shall handle the two concurrently. As we write, we shall keep interfacing. Yes.
Thank you. You guys have any question? No, good.
Vice Chair, tulaba sofa akakiiko kalinga akanatera okumala twetaaga okumanya sofa kiki ekiddako mwaka miitinga abantu nga bameka singa tusobola okubafuna mu brief kye yawannyonnyodde kiki ekiddako abantu lipooti bagisuubire ddi mugenda ku miitinga sipiika oba nedda because abantu bamulindiridde y'omu kubaalabisa ekintu kino so twetaaga okumanya munaamu miitinga mu buntu because eby'ensinkano yagudde butaka oba nedda briefly.
Weebale nnyo ffe nga komiti tuli basanyufu nti assignment gye baatuwa tuva tutandika ebintu bibadde bitambula bulungi ate bitambudde bulungi ate tusuubira bijja kugwa bulungi. Twatandika nga tulina okumiitinga oba okusisinkana bano be baayogera naamwe bemwateeka mu mawulire nti baafuna amabaati ag'e Karamoja. Abantu abo ne tubayita beeyogereko ate bangi beeyogeddeko ne tumanya nti bamabaati baagafuna batya baagateekawa baali bategeera nti ga Karamoja oba nedda. So ebyo byonna bonna bye tusinkanye batubuulidde amazima era bwe tulaba n'ebiwandiiko tuli basanyufu nti abanyayuganda esente zaabo za mubi wa musolo bategedde kiki kye zaakola. Tetwakomaawo ne twagala tutuuke ne Karamoja ate naye twagendayo ne tufuna amazima ne tukomawo. So kati mu bantu bonna be twakasisinkanya abonna baafuna amabaati bangi tubalabye twogedde nabo okuggyako waliwo abamu abataliiwo abuliyo ebweru ate era mu mirimu gya gavumenti naye si kugamba nti baganye okutusinkana nabo tukyagenda maaso ate ekyo tekijja kutugaana okuwandiika lipooti yaffe era kati bwe tutuuse ndowooza tujja kutandika okuwandiika lipooti lwakuba nti tugenze mu nnaku nkulu eza Easter naye tetujja kutuula bamu tuba tukola wadde ne Easter genda mu maaso. Kati bwe tunaamala Easter bwe tuti tugendera ddala mu maaso okuwandiika lipooti ate ne bwe kiba nga kyetaagisa be tetunayogera nabo tujja kwogera nabo naye tetujja kutugaana okuwandiika lipooti.
Ensonga ya sipiika
teyagaana kutusinkana kubanga okimanyi bulungi nti assignment eno yagituwa ate mwamulaba ng'ayogera n'agamba nti naali simanyi n'amabaati n'agakomyawo wadde yagawa institutions yagula amalala n'agareplacinga. Omutima mulungi gwe twamulabamu kubanga bambe yagawa institution naye nga tamanyi kubanga omanyi naye baamuyita bagamba tukuwa amabaati omuntu asobola kukuwa n'ogaana. So kati yayagala tumiitinge juzi naye n'abagenyi ku ssaawa eyo gye yali atuwadde ate ne wajjamu abagenyi sipiika munne ng'ava mu nsi endala n'asooka miitinga n'atugamba tumukuumeko naye n'asalamu n'atuwa n'ebiwandiiko bimu bye tulina kati ebikwataganya engeri gye yafuna amabaati ne gye yagatwala naye n'agamba ekiseera kyonna bw'anaaba afunye akadde naye tujja kumusinkana naye tekijja kutugaana okuwandiika kubanga n'ebingi ebintu yabituwadde. Kati bwe tunaaba nga tuwandiika lipooti ale n'agamba tumusinkanire tujja kumusinkana.
Vice tulabanga ensonga zammwe ziringa zeeyiddemu ate kooti bino tebyetaataaganye enkola yammwe gwe muliko.
Witness obutajjamu obutabawa bimala ekibakosezza ekyo obutayogera mu komiti bulungi kulaba nabiwedde ekibakosezza.
Ono mukyala Dr. Kitutu okujja mu komiti n'atayogera tekirinaffe kyekitukosezza kubanga guno gubadde kugenda kuba omulundi ndowooza gwakusatu oba gwakubiri nga tumusinkana. Actually kye tubadde twagala ku luno bwe yagaana okwogera kyali kyakutubuulira omanye amabaati ago ge bagamba nti gaali waka ewuwe twafunako information nti baagatunda waliwo abaali bagatunda kati ne twagala naye kenyina tubuulire naye mwalaba yagaana okwogera kati ffe ne tusalamu ng'akakiiko mu mateeka gaffe constitution n'amateeka gatutwala ge tukolerako gatuwa obuyinza omuntu bw'ajja nga twagala information n'agaana nga bwe yaagaana tumuweerezaayo ate ofiisi endala ze tukolagana nazo oba baziyita ofiisi oba baziyita mu luganda lwange manyi nalwo si lulungi naye manyi tulina organs kati waliwo organ endala etuddako eya okunoonyereza ya poliisi era twamuwaayo poliisi nabano poliisi bye bakola byaffe ffe twamuwaayo yagaana okwogera ate ffe obuyinza butugamba agaana omuweeyo bali nabo bafune ekyokukola kati leero n'asomye era mu mawulire gammwe nti bagenda kumutwala mu kooti ate kirungi ekyo tekitugaana ffe okugenda mu maaso kubanga information esinga yali agituwadda so kati bali abapoliisi nabo bakola gwabwe ne kooti naye ekola gwayo nekyo tekijja kugaana okuwandiika ripooti ne tugiwaayo.
Omuntu wawasa ripooti enegisuubire mu bbanga ki kuba agirindiridde ebbanga?
Actually ekyo nakyo njagala abantu mubabuulire tusaba abantu abatuwuliriza nti babeere bakakkamu kubanga eno ripooti bayinza okulaba nti ng'etutte ebbanga nedda twasanga wadde abantu baali bo balingiriza amabaati naye ffe ne tuzuula nti si mabaati gokka sente ezo zaali za bintu ebirala ebyeyongerako okuyamba abakalamoja mulimu embuzi pulezidenti yali alagidde babawe n'embuzi zisobole okuyambako bano abaana abagenda okubabba ziyinza okubakuma babeere waka babeere nekibayingiza mu maka gaabwe ng'enyingiza enfuna so waliwo embuzi waliwo emmere oza mwalaba komiti yaffe emu baagenda betwali twebaganisaamu ebitundu 3 gurupu emu yagenda eyo waliwo prison bana aba prison waliwo gye balimira ate bakalamojo manyi enjala yali ebaluma kati nga twagala gavumenti eyagala ebawa emmere bali balina emmere eri mu sitowa naye bano enjala ebata so ne tuzuula n'ekyo manyi zonna sente za gavumenti ate kati ne kubeerako n'amabaati n'embuzi so si kimu kyokka ekyamabaati abantu kye balaba mulimu ebintu biri nga 3 so kwe kutwala kiseera kino okugenda okuzuula ebintu ebyo nakyo si kyangu naye era tetukye kiseera kinene bw'ogenda okulaba n'abantu ab'okubuuza babadde bangi buli lunaku mubadde mutulaba tetuwuumula n'oluusi tuba nammwe temulya lanki naffe nga tetulya lanki lwakuba nti betwagala kulaba gabanja ate bantu bakulu mu gavumenti so tusuubira nti mu weeks nga bate muzeemu eno agundi Easter ndowooza ne bane Eid naye eri mu maaso naye Easter naye etuyingiddemu nekyo tekijja kutugaana mu weeks nga 2 mu maaso 2 oba 3 ripooti eyo ejja kuba nga eweerezebwayo mu parliament.
Thank you very much.